Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. In our last episode, we finally figured out our plan for making these various types of crystals here. Both the harmonic crystal splinter and the polished blue, red, and green crystal splinters. And we're obviously going to have a lot of byproducts here, which is fine. We'll manage that just fine. We also have a lot of inputs, so we're going to figure out where exactly we want to put this in our base. We're kind of getting to the point now that I have been sort of expecting, but also dreading a little bit. And that is, I think it's going to be just about time to start working on a rail network, outposting things, and doing some rebuilds of some things to accommodate that, at least over time. Part of that's going to be, of course, setting up some sort of train station, maybe in this area, to take the items from our smelting and put them on the rails. Also, from the petrochem area, although we're probably going to want to rebuild that entirely in an outpost type of base. We'll probably want to do that at some point here. Other things like, maybe this, which is making the ridiculous amounts of paper, that could potentially just be lifted and shifted, taken exactly as it is into an outpost, although there are new paper recipes coming, so maybe we won't do that. And then just put that out on the rails and bring that back in here. Speaking of which, we need to eventually split that off and bring it down here and into this at some point, because we cut off this old paper maker. But that's another story for another time. We also have this ridiculous, whatever these science packs were called that I can never remember the name of, maker. We'll eventually want to put those on the rails and send those out as well. Right now, this thing is totally friggin' backed up. What's going on? Actually, no, it's not. We're not making... Why are we not making this? These need item ingredient shortage. What do they take besides this and that? Whatever this is. This, that, this, these. Did I cut this off? Oh, I broke this. Oopsie. Let's go fix that real quick. When I was modifying to put in the new ones, I broke the old ones. Quick fix, and then we'll get to designing this build for this new thing, because it's going to be a lot of work. There we go. Sorry about that, Chief. Alright, we fixed those guys again, because that is still technically not fully backed up yet, because there's not a bunch of gardens there and everything. So we can worry about this, or we will worry about that later, but we can worry about this now. So we have this massive plan, at least massive for me. It rivals that we were just standing at, making those, making the gardens and those, and those science packs, but it might be even a little bit bigger, or similarly sized anyway. It's going to take us a little while to get it built, and the more I chatter, the more it takes. Let's just kind of get started. We'll start with the base bit here, which is really these first handful of recipes. I'm just going to pin this in here, and we're just going to design it down here in this open area, which I will probably have to expand. But at least for now, we can kind of just design it down here in pieces, and then piece it all together again when we have the ability and the time and everything done. So, of course, we make these, which we'll need to have input from 2 of each of these combined. So, or 1 of each of these technically, but 2 of each of these combined. So I think what I want to do with this is do them somewhat like this, and then like this, and then like some space here, maybe 1 more. Like this. And I do have a bit of a plan for this, but it's not fully formed by any stretch of the imagination. So it's going to be a little bit of a let's kind of figure it out as we go situation. And I'm thinking there'll be a loop here. I'm going to go clockwise just for me reasons. And let's go this way, here and there. I want to leave a little space on this end. And the reason is because we're going to have to put grindstones into these machines, and then be able to take them back out again. And my thought for doing that is, of course, to put them on and off of the belt here, and then have wherever we make the crystal grindstones, which isn't part of this first window here, feeding them onto the belt. So we'll have to deal with that. And they're only going to be on one side of the belt, which I think is perfectly fine. We need to have 0.75 times 3 total on the belt, well, at least per second. So that's 2.25, which is perfectly fine for half of a gray belt. And then we need to make 2 of these. And so I want to do them somewhere down here. Some space between them. And then what these will do, since these have 4 outputs, we're going to have to do a little bit of filter inserting. And I may not have enough filter inserters in. When I say may, I mean I don't. But we'll do like a belt coming this way. See, a belt going this way. A belt coming this way. And this one will go into here. Maybe one more space there. Yeah, one more space there. Over by 1. And that'll feed the blue crystals out from these machines into the blue, whatever these are called, the raw, no, the cut, into making the polished. Yeah, shift these guys up, 1 or 2, I think, because we can use side loading and all the things here. Actually, I think we can just do this, and that will take care of those. And then this one will have both the red and the green, and I think I need to move everything over by a little bit here. Because I think I'm going to want those to go up. I need one more space here. I need 2 belts here. There, please. And then we can do a belt here. Doing that. Okay, Wally. There we go. And then we can do this, and then we can split these, and this probably doesn't need to be all the way over there. We can split these, and that way we can shift them onto the same belt. The reds and the greens, that is, onto the same belt on each side, and use this to put all the reds on this side and all the greens on this side. And that should work out okay, too, I think. We're obviously going to have to do that processing we talked about, where we take the excess of these crystals and we pull them off of this system once we have too many, and we make them into the crushing recipes that we looked at the last time. Usage, and it was not those. This one. Why? Oh, there we are. No. No. How do I make those? These? Right. It was not there either. It was here. It's these recipes. The cut splinters, which are these ones coming out of here. No, these are the raw ones. No, wait. These are the cut ones. These ones coming out of here, when they're backed up, they need to be taken off of this belt and put into the crushers to make into other things. So we'll have to maybe just take them up here and pull them off the belt or something. We'll figure that part out kind of later. So we're going to have to use a bunch of filter inserters here. This will be red and green. We can set multiple recipes. Cut red, cut green. Same thing for you over here. You can be cut red and green. And then we can do the blue ones here on the inside. Blue, cut that, and there. And then we can probably just have the crystal dust coming out either this way or that way, depending on which side of this we want to put the thing that uses it, which is the crystal slurry, I think. We'll want to do, no, not the crystal slurry, that's the other stuff that uses it. So we'll put those out onto this, and that'll be fine too. So we do that, and you can do that, and that should be good for these. And then these two have an input of 4 of these crystallizers. And so I think we can just put those down here, like this, and they take in the polluted artificial fish water. Probably just do a straight piece of pipe. Now, actually, these need to have inputs too, don't they? Yeah, they need the green seeds. So we'll do this like that. So we have room to put the inserters in from those. And these guys need to output into here. It's 4 to 2, which is nice because then we can just do like one inserter there, maybe one like this. That work? That will work. And then flip and put it there. And that should work out fine. Not there. Nope, not there, Wally. Right there. This should work out fine, because that's, you're touching there and there, and you're touching there and there. And that's all we need. Those are only singular inputs, but all 4 of those outputs are taken care of there. This needs the green seeds in here, and we have not those. Also on this plan is the ability to make the crystal slurry out of the crystal dust from sulfuric acid. So we'll want to put that someplace, but this, we can put it down, at least just to remind ourselves we need it. And actually, that would go probably in line with this pipe, one way or the other. But it may be on one side or the other, depending on how this all works out. So let's go back here into the thing, and we can take a look at the crystal grindstones. Oh, that's what needed, the powder, right, of course. We can take a look at the crystal grindstone. So this we'll call, not counting this maybe, we'll call this a module. I do have more inserters to add here. Things like ins and outs for this, for sure. Actually, maybe like this. You're also going to need an output belt here. Just do it like, we could just do it like this. This will work. This will work out fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then you could do an output here to this direction, and you could output to this direction. Because they only have, oh no, they have multiple outputs. They also have to output the grindstones. Oh, those can go out to the tops and bottoms. I need more space here then. Doggone it. Alright, let's do sort of that. There, please. This should do fine, I think. These will go out. One way or the other, maybe we'll do it like this. Fun. These will go out to here to be put into this, but actually they can go polished or cut. Yeah, so the cut is ones needed to come out. Make the powder, the dust, not the polished. Right. Okay, so the cut ones. We'll have to do that somehow, some way, somewhere. Figure that part out a little bit later. And then these will be, those also should be filtered, though, these outputs. Let's put a filter on that. And that should be the blue polished. And then you will also be here. Yeah. And then we'll have to do the same kind of thing over here with these guys, where we output the same stuff this way, and then this will probably get moved. We'll output the reds and the greens onto this, doing the same kind of thing. You will have to be a filtered output. Do them here, I guess. And these will be the crystal grindstones. Like that. And then, of course, we have them up here, too. And then you'll have one of them here. That doesn't look right. Let's do it there and there. And then we'll have just inputs here. Regular inserters here to handle the crystals going into that. Or the grindstones, rather, going into it. And I think that'll be okay. The issue is going to be if this belt gets too full of grindstones, so we'll have to be careful that they can still output. But I think it'll be okay. We'll have to see. Power poles, of course, will have to be put in here as well. Something like that seems, I'll say, reasonable. I think at least. And then we have to do the same kind of thing as we did here over here. So we can do, let's set the filter too. We can do output. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Output, output. Output, output. And then these are longer reaches. And green. Polished. And these are shorter reaches, and they are red polished. I think so. And then the inputs can be... no, that's not right, Wally. That's not right at all. These are long, and these are short. Because the output goes up there. And then the inputs can just be regular inserters again. In from here and here. In from here and here, and these are long reaches. And that should be okay. You just gotta have a little bit more there. And is everything covered by power? It is. Okay. At least for now. We'll figure that part out in a little bit, I think. And then again, this belt and this belt need to continue, extend it up somehow, and then manage the excess of those crystals that way. Alrighty. So let's see. We have I have to decide how I want to handle those crystals, because I don't want to crush them all non-stop. I want to only crush them when we have too many of one or more and not enough of another. So they may have to go into a box, and then the box would crush if I had, say, 100 of... If I have 100 red and less than 10 blue or green, then crush red kind of thing. Or blue or green, then crush red. And the same thing with green and blue, respectively. But you could probably go, just do like this, like that. No, it doesn't reach in the middle. Well, no, put one in the middle then. That's fine. This is kind of one module, and then we can do this next module. Whether we want to do the grindstones on the left or the right, I don't know, but I want to do them on the side here. It also doesn't really matter, and that's why I said I'm going to do this kind of in modules, because I want to just do everything to be able to be cut and pasted together. You know what? I think I'm going to do this like that. Put this in the middle of them. You have 2 in, 1 out. So you need the crystal dust from this crystal dust would go into these guys, which we'll have to figure that part out. But that's where that goes. Whether it's on the left or the right, again, it doesn't matter because that belt just goes the other direction. No problem. And then these can output like this with that, and we can put the grindstones in using something like this. And then a power pole right there in the middle. Perfect. And then you'll take in silicon carbide and steel. So I have to bring steel into this somehow. Silicon carbide is made in the chemical furnace. That could work. Or how much of that do we need? 1.875. That would work even with just regulars. Let's try this. And then the silicon carbide needs silicon and carbon. Hence the name. And then silicon could just get made like down here. And then the carbon could get made up here. And we need a boiler for that too. Did I make the boiler? I may not have made everything. I may have gotten distracted and missed some things. But we have most everything made already for this entire build. All the machines and things. So that would be fine because these can output into there just fine using corner inserters. And G there. And then these could go this way. I don't know if that's the best way or not. Also, we don't really need that much. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's pull this out by 1. Because we don't need that many inserters. Let's just do it like this. And then I can bring the this belt here. You'll need a yellow. Actually, it can just stop there. And then I'm not going to connect it because, again, this is modular. And then you can do this and that. And then the steel that's coming in for this one just come in off the end, either top or bottom. Doesn't really matter. And be grabbed like this. Yeah. And then we just need more power here. We could do like this. You'll have to have 2 of these and some water coming from somewhere. Your inputs are just that, and then you'll have a belt coming in for yours. And really, the steel and the carbon could share a belt, probably. Maybe 0.62 and 0.375. Yeah, that would be perfectly fine. And then have silicon, which is almost 1, coming in on its own belt over here somehow. That would be fine too. I think that would be fine. So we could plan that. This could also get flipped top to bottom without a problem. If we wanted the steel and carbon to come in on the bottom for some reason. This whole thing could be rotated and put over there, or it could be flipped and put over there. It doesn't really matter. And then this would just plug right into that belt. The only issue is going to be is they're going to be on the outside. The only issue is going to be if these get wedged in too tightly. Do I need to control that somehow? And this is where the belt wire counting tool would be super nice because I could count how many were on the belt and add them in if we needed more kind of thing. So I'm not sure. Maybe I also will need to swap these so that it's always grabbing before it's inserting. That might be helpful because then it would make a gap when it grabbed to add one back onto the belt. I just don't know if that's going to be enough or not. So we may have to come up with some sort of a way to manage those a little bit better. Even if it includes pulling them off here, counting them, and then putting them back on again, and then adding them into the box or something like that. I don't know. We might have to come up with something ingenious about that. And then I guess we need to do this too. Flip and there. And then you, and you, and you, and that should be enough power for that module. Okay, that's module number 2. Let's do one more, I think. Well, that one's kind of easy because there's only really two machines here making the green stuff. I should have probably just put this in the base module because these 2 green things go into these 4 things, so we can just do this and that, and then this and that, and that should be good enough. Those. So we can do then the next one. This here. It's a little bit more ugly. I was thinking about this, though, too. Is this the one I was thinking about when I was planning this out? You have a surplus of... Was it this one? It was this one. I'm going to take this out, making the saline and the purified water. We already have that, at least I think we do, here in the base thing, and that just makes it all one big purification at 2.5 plants, rather than the just over 2 that we had here before in the like 0.38 or something. Now it's one fewer hydro plant effectively because we're combining the build, and we just need to then have basically a water bus transporting water, purified water, and saline water throughout this whole build to get to all the different places where you can see the water getting made or getting used, surplus, and actually there's not much in the way of surplus, which is good. Let's go to this one and pin that, which you already had pinned. Good job, Wally. And this thing here goes into the 2 of those, so we could do something like, hey, put this in the middle. Should I just do it? I think we're gonna, yeah, we'll add it to this. I may separate this somehow, but we'll add it to this for now. Then there's 2 of these, and we could just do something kind of simple with them too. They can be cornered in or something in. There's 0.751 of those, so it's not that much, but we can corner them in. And then one here, which we could corner that in as well. That's making... No, that's making... we're making 0.751 again. We need to bring paste into this, though. These guys here will need paste. So we either have to do... what we could do with that, whichever direction, is this. And then we could do... grab from here. Oh, grab from here. And this. As long as we can get power into those. Should be fine. Then this could do that and this. This could go this way and then this way. Be fine. And then you guys will need to do this type of thing too. And if we can get power to cover the whole thing, it'd be grand. Not there, but maybe here. That doesn't cover the center then. Well, that does, so it'll just be a little bit oddly shaped, I guess. And then we could do this, and we could even do something different down here if we wanted to make that more balanced. Actually, we will, because we need to bring glass into this too. So glass could come in, again, from either side. We need to have 0.376 of glass. But one of these should be fine, so let's just do another one. That should do it. That's a nice, kind of tight, compact build, but I like it. And then on top of the glass, we need to have these things, which are going up into this as well. Oh, that's not good. That's going to go all the way up there. How the heck do I do that? Well, I probably don't do this the way that I did it. What if we moved this out? Moved this out. You could go here still. You could go there still. Go here, and then you could do this. And then I could make one of these down here somewhere. Well, I can always put this over here. Probably better anyway. You can go there, you can stay there, that's fine. And then we could bring one of these up through here. That's 0.151. Just a tiny amount. And then this could do one of these things, I guess. Drop that way. That works. It works for me. Crazy. A little bit crazy, but it works. And then from here, we have to make this stuff from... That might work out nicely. Depends on which side this is on. Because we're going to be turning the sulfuric wastewater from this into the sulfuric acid to go into that. Although, I could just go under and up, wherever that factory becomes. This is here. This is the same product as this here. That might be useful. Could have done an underground there. It's kind of personal choice, I guess. And then that comes in from, and this is all of this source, all of this drain, rather. There's 10 used there. And there's 37.5 used there. And that's our next factory, which is 47.5 of this. Oh, there's one more here yet to do. But I think what we should do is maybe stop this here. Call this building part 1. And so this will need to be tied into those fish farms, which is a much better variant of this than we had up here, which we actually should potentially replace this with this better variant, at least at some point, if we especially do a rebuild of this anyway, because I think we'll have a lot less of these, we'll have a lot less of these, and it'll end up being a much more efficient build than what we have currently. But we'll leave this here for now, and in the next one we will continue this build into the next pieces, which is the calcium carbonate block, and then we'll get into the new fish build and the nutrient pulp, and then acids and geodes and things. And then we'll have to piece it all together and figure out exactly how we want it to lay out, where we want to put it in our base in order to get all the inputs, because there's a ridiculous number of inputs coming into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, why do you have negative sulfuric wastewater production? Because you're overproducing sulfuric acid. There we go. Okay. That's because I deleted that one, I think, and then had to force it down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items coming in, which actually isn't that ridiculous now that I look at it. But we also have to deal with this heavy mud water. Oh yeah, we're just going to sink that. We have mineralized water to deal with. We have crushed stone to deal with. We could mineralize the crushed stone and deal with it that way. We have sodium hydroxide to deal with, hydrogen sulfide gas to deal with, and then the slight amount of sulfuric wastewater. We have some excess oxygen. We have some definite excess hydrogen, and then the purified water, will just sink that as well, I think. And we'll figure out how to deal with all that stuff too in the coming segments. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all then. Bye for now.